Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. So in this video, I will be discussing about Caretaker as an absurd play. So let's start. So the first characteristic is lack of plot. So the Caretaker is devoid of any plot. The characters do appears to be ambitious at time, but it is soon realized that there is nothing like that. The characters apart from Davies appears and disappear. They seems to believe that they will get things done, but in reality they are just stalling. There are several instances in the play where it seems that the characters will definitely do what they have been intending, but then they do not. Take old Davies, for example. He keeps saying that he has to go to a place called Sidcup and fetch the documents of his identity which have been there for 15 years. But he never goes there, making excuses every single time. He at times says that he is waiting for the weather to break. After his continued delay, one begins to suspect whether there are any documents at all, and Davies has a delusion. In the play, there is no logical sequences of the events as such. There are instances where you expect the characters to talk about something, but they do not. There is also repetition, which we also discussed in the themes section, and the characters and the plots appear to go nowhere. So this is the first characteristic in the play of the absurdity. The second one is incoherence in communication. The communication between the characters is integral to the play with regards to the absurdity. There appears to be painful incoherence. The characters seemingly cannot make each other truly understand. The problems, however, lies with both the speaker and the listener. The speaker's language is incoherent and the listener is too preoccupied to gather the speech. This leads to a terrible situation where there is no order. An important aspect is the repetition. The characters keep on repeating what have been occupying their mind. Davies wants to go to Sidcup, Ashton wants to build a shed, and Mick wants the house to be renovated and decorated. Their respective intentions keep on coming up. Mick, during the relatively climatic moment towards the end of the play, he basically talks about in this way: anyone would think this house was all I got to worry about. I got plenty of other things I can worry about. I'm moving about all the time. I'm moving all the time. I have got to think about the future. So basically these lines shows that there is a perpetual conflict going within Mick, where dreams and reality are colliding with each other. So another interesting thing to note is the relationship between Ashton and Mick. They never converse properly through the course of the play and almost always do not share the space, creating a serious communication gap. The characters, when they speak, also suffer from constant breakages in their speech. There are illogical pauses and constant meandering. Davies specifically also goes on and on about something which could also reflect his desire to stay important. There is a triangular relationship between the characters. When Davies enters the house and meets Mick, later on the triangle is created. The triangle, as the story progresses, become an embodiment of absurdity. The communication gaps between the characters adds to the misery and things only become more confusing for the characters. So basically communication lackness or lack of communication makes play absurd. The third is the setting of the play. The house is basically the caretaker. In the caretaker is almost like a character. We see the characters when they are in the house are relatively more comfortable. This might sound ironic as the characters never truly seem at peace, but that is how it is. So basically the fourth characteristic is existentialism and absurdity in play. The story, having elements of existentialism and absurdism, has parallels with the caretaker. In the play, all the characters react in a specific way when they are in the house. Ashton does go out but is more comfortable at home. Mick finds it's hard to communicate like all the characters, but he is more brawn than brain and wants to give a new look to the house. Davies, however, has been without a home. He finally gets one when Ashton invites him in, and now he seems reluctant to leave the house and readily accept the job of the caretaker. twice. The house itself is providing refuge to the characters. So it seems that house, just like the mysterious cylinders in the 5 chapters, so it represents the comfortableness. So Ashton is a kind of individual having a troubled past. Mick, as we see a few times, prefers physical forces over intellect. All these individuals feel safe in the house, but that does not stop them from having communication issues and the identity crisis. So this is most prevalent in the case of Davies, who has a rather strange sense of entitlement, and that is explicitly shown towards the end of the play. So ultimately one can understand that all characters did not choose to be in situation they were in, and there is not much they can do about that either. This is in line with existentialism and absurdism and is an important element in the absurd plays. So in this video we discuss about absurdism and its characteristics in the play. If you have any queries, you can ask me in the comment section. Please like, subscribe and share my channel. Thank you for watching.